make sure. Okay, it's playing.
It's playing?
Okay, yeah. Alright, what's good, Gen Squad? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'm with my girl, Frenchie.
I'm Frenchie, but you guys can call me Francesca also. That's my real name. And so, yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
And we're basically doing a chit-chat video. So we're going to talk about some topics that are really affecting our generation today. So we're going to start out with relationships. So she's going to tell her first heartbreak, and we're going to start the conversation.
Okay, so, my first heartbreak, well, let me get into the relationship, because gotta have a relationship with the heartbreak, you know. Okay, so, my first relationship was when I was about to be a freshman in high school, and I met this dude, like, the summer before my freshman year, and, like, I don't know, like, as soon as I saw, like, I've always known who he was, because he's, like, where I'm from. He's from where I'm from, which is Africa, and then, like, the whole, like, African community is always, like, meeting up for parties and stuff. So, I saw him, and it was, like, love at first sight, but maybe not returned at first sight, but, like, definitely for me, it was, because, like, as soon as I saw him, I told my friend next to me, like, he bumped into me, and I was just, like, I was like, that's my husband, I'm gonna marry him. And so, yeah, so after that, like, we started talking, and then, we started texting and stuff like that, and then we kept texting, and then we wound up in a relationship, and there was, like, there was some drama, like, involved with it, like, with other people in the community, and his friends, and my friends, I guess, whatever, but there was drama, and then we ended up dating for, like, about 2 years. Like, we broke up maybe, like, twice during that point, but, like, all together, we were, like that for, like, 2 years until we broke up in the summer of 2016. I'm pretty sure it was 2016. And, like, he broke up with me because he said that he wanted to focus on school and stuff like that, because he was about to be a senior and I was still a junior, so he wanted to focus on school. But I don't really think that was true. I think it was more like he fell out of love with me, if that makes sense. And because, like, we were, like, really close. Like, he was my best friend and everything. But, like, I really think he probably just got tired of me and stuff like that. But, yeah, it just really hurt. Like, for, like, 2 weeks straight, I just stayed in bed and cried. Like, it hurt so bad. And it was, like, my first everything. My first kiss. My first everything. And it just hurt a lot. And so, but yeah, I didn't go anywhere for a while, for like 2 weeks, and then, but you know, it's summer, and I'm thankful that it was a summer, because I didn't want it to affect my grades or anything. So yeah, that happened, and, like, recovering from it was really traumatic. Like, not traumatic, let me not sound like I got shot. It wasn't traumatic, but it was hard, because like, I did have to see him a lot. Like, I still see him to this day. Like, I be at his house sometimes, but that's because me and his sister are best friends. That's not cool. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's like, I couldn't, like, go ghost on him or anything. Well, I tried to. I did for a while, but it didn't really work out like that. And then also, like, people would, like, really use our past relationship to, like, start drama. Just like I didn't do anything. Like, don't nobody want this dude and stuff like that. I don't know. I was just in love with him for a long time, and, like, it was just really, really hard. Yeah. And it taught me that things don't always work out. Like, I know everybody wants to have that fairy tale relationship where, like, they date all throughout school, and that they're gonna be together forever. Like, when you first fall in love, like, you really feel like that person is the person for you. Like, you feel like it's gonna last forever. Like, you're like, okay, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna do this. Like, it really just feels like it's gonna be forever.
You plan your whole life around them. There's no longer an I. It's a we. Like, yes. It's constantly we.
They're gonna be there forever, and it just made me realize that that is not how life is supposed to work. You're supposed to find yourself and all this. Like, I was pretty young, like, and I'm just like, at the moment I didn't think I was young, but looking back at it, I know I was young, and I was just like, well, I don't know how I felt like that, but being in love makes your mind, like, it's just warped. Like, everything is through a rose-colored glass. Like, you think everything's just about to be perfect. But yeah, that was the story of my first heartbreak.
Okay, so my first heartbreak, I had met him a little bit of my sophomore year, but we weren't, like, talking, but we eventually started dating my junior year. or whatever. And we were together for 2 years, just like Frenchie's relationship. When we broke up, it was a really big part of my life because I was going into boot camp. So he broke up with me 2 or 3 days before I had to go to boot camp. And when we broke up, it felt like my whole world fell apart. Because
oh my god, every single is gone.
Yeah, so it felt like, I don't know, like my soul has been ripped because he was my other half. Like, it just felt like I was walking like with one side of me.
Yeah.
He was basically my other half. Like, he was everything to me. So like, I built this whole life with him in my head. I was like, I'm supposed to go through the rest of my life with him and then it just ends. But I knew that it needed to end, but at the same time I didn't want it to end. So like, I go into boot camp and 2 weeks like you, I'm crying in the middle of the night because that's the only time I can cry because I'm at boot camp. I gotta be, hard and stuff like that, but I'm crying
when nobody can hear you
and crying, and I'm just like, I don't see myself with anybody but him.
Yes, that you don't see your. Oh God,
I don't see him.
You.
I love him. I'm so in love with him, deeply in love with him, and I'm just like, I can't let this go. Like, this is my whole life. Like, I don't know myself without him. So it's just like, I feel lost because I don't know myself, because it was always we. It's like I identified as us.
Yes,
that was my identity. So like, it was really, after the heartbreak, I had to find myself again. I had to find my purpose again. I wanted to find like what I needed to do for me again. So like, what were my dreams before him? So I had to but I also felt betrayed because it's just like, he promised me forever. We were supposed to go through whatever together, so like, there was a little bit of betrayal there. I also felt scared because it was just like, I can't find another guy like him. That's why I was scared. I was like, what if I don't find something like this again? So that was, I don't know, it's like the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah. And
then like, during boot camp, I thought I was over him because I didn't see him for about 2 months. So I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Like, if he found someone else, I'll be happy for him. And I prayed for him every day. I prayed for him. I had like a little picture of him.
Oh my God.
I prayed for him every day. I had a little picture of him, and I looked at him every day, and I was just like, God, please let him be happy, let him be prospering in what he wants to do and stuff like that. And even if we're not meant to be and he finds somebody else, I just want him to be happy. Like, at the end of the day, I always wanted him to be happy. Like, I'm not selfish. Like, if he's with somebody else, I'm gonna be like, okay, he's happy though.
Yeah.
That's
really
the most
put their
important.
Happiness before yours.
It's important for him to be happy, and I'm okay with that. I'm content. But girl, when I came back and actually found out that he like had someone else, every emotion that I felt the day that we broke up came back. And I remember finding out, I remember just like dropping my phone and dropping to my knees and crying all over again. Like, it was just like a pound of emotions. I thought I was over it, but I wasn't.
Yes.
And another
same thing happened to me. He also moved on a few months later.
Like, I don't see how people do that and say you're in love, but like, one thing that I do regret, after he broke up with me, he saw me the day before I left for boot camp. He asked me, can I get a hug before I left? And I did not give him a hug because I thought giving him a hug meant goodbye forever. So I did not hug him, so I regret that a lot. I'm about to cry because I'm remembering the emotions. You feel me? Like, it's so hard. And I regret not saying goodbye and like giving him a hug, because you really need to do that, because it's like closing that chapter. So like, if you don't say goodbye properly, it doesn't matter if he cheated on you, say goodbye, because it's just like you have unfinished business. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't get closure either, and I low-key regret that.
Always get closure, no matter what they did to you. Say goodbye, give them their stuff back. Just say goodbye, because you really need to close that chapter. Because like, if you don't say goodbye, it just feels like you're unrest. You have unfinished business. Yeah. So always say goodbye, no matter what happens at the end of your relationship. But yeah.
Yeah, she just actually brought up so many good points, like so many similarities. I didn't get any closure. I didn't really say goodbye per se. Like, I really just ghosted the dude. Like, I just, like, stopped replying. I deleted him off all social media. Like, if that works for you, it works for you, but oftentimes you feel like there's a piece of you still with them, and you really need to go retrieve that piece back, because you'll never be able to move on.
Yes, there's a such thing as a soul tie. Like when you're deeply, physically, emotionally, and spiritually connected with somebody, breaking up is like ripping your souls apart, and like that is so painful. So that's why you know, how, as a Christian, like getting divorced is not an option, because God didn't want a divorce, because he knows how hard that affects us. If we can't handle a breakup, just imagine the damage of a divorce, being married in that covenant.
Like, I wouldn't, I couldn't do it. I just could not get divorced. Like, if it's just having a boyfriend, like, and not even like an engagement ring, a promise ring, nothing. Like, this was my first relationship, and I took it that hard. I could never get divorced. Like, it's you with me forever, or we're not just gonna do it. Like, that's it. But you really need to get that closure and like talk to that person and like really say goodbye and like stuff like that, because it affects you in the long run. Your heart really sneaks up on you like randomly. Like, you will really think you're past something, and then that wound will just open as soon as you see them have another girlfriend.
Yeah,
like,
even
like,
a smell that reminds you of him.
It's oh my! You reading my mind? I went to Ulta one day and I was walking in Ulta and like it just smelled like it. And and I almost cried. I was like. Oh my gosh.
Girl, yes.
Oh God. I don't even want to think about it.
But there is a life after breakups. Your singleness. Please do not, like, after a breakup, please do not rush into another relationship, because all that is lust. I'm sorry, you're just trying to get over that person, you're trying to replace them real quick. All that is lust. To be honest, take your time. No matter how long it takes for you to get over somebody, take that time that you need to really fix yourself, fix your heart, work on your purpose, get into something, and like be distracted. Basically, just work on yourself, work on your purpose. Like, what am I here to do? And then run with it. Just always take your time with moving on. Like, don't feel like you need to rush. Don't be saying you're lonely. Like, you're not lonely, okay? You have your friends, you have something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep yourself busy.
Invest in something else. Get a job, something.
I feel like our generation is really scared of being alone.
They really are. Like, nobody can be single. Like, we constantly need to check who's in our DMs. Like, it gives us gratification, and it just makes us like, it's like a drug. Like, knowing that people want you gives you some crazy high that you just want. Like, you never get tired of it. And it's happened to me, it's happened to her, it's happened to all of us. Like, really, like, if some dude, like, you go out and some dude asks for your number, like, you're like, the rest of the day, you're like, I'm feeling myself. Like, it's a real high. And that's a problem with being in relationships and being single. When you're in a relationship and you, like, get in a fight or something, okay, no problem. I'm just about to go open my Twitter DMs, because all these so-and-so, Tom, John, and Harry want me. So, like, I can, like, fill my time with this. If you're single, oh my gosh, I'm so lonely. It's easy access. You feel me?
You gotta learn how to be at peace by yourself. Because you really need to learn to love yourself first. So, like, being single, it's like, it's a time for you to work on your business, securing the bag, people. Secure the bag, okay? Like, it's your time to work on yourself. And please, and another thing about relationships, please do not treat your dating relationship like it's marriage, because it's not. At the end of the day, you're still single, and you guys have not.
You can still break up, like.
Yeah, you have not made that commitment. You have not made that covenant. In church, you're considered still single, okay?
No ring on my left finger.
So stop treating it like it's marriage. That's another thing. Like, we treat it like it's marriage. I treated my last relationship like I was married, because like that's what I wanted. I just really want to get married. Like, I have to, you know, like I really was rushing to get married because I didn't want him to be like with anybody else or anything like that. I needed marriage. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't be in a rush to get married. Like, focus on yourself. Focus on your career. Like.
And it also keeps things interesting. If you like, I mean, there's this saying, it's like, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? If you're being basically wife to a dude who's your boyfriend, what's the point of getting married? Like, he has what he needs. Like, why is he gonna go through the whole process of actually being married to you? Like, you gotta reserve some things for yourself. Like, for example, like me personally, I'm a virgin, and like I don't plan on giving that up till marriage, because like, I don't know who I would do it with. Like, I just don't see myself ever doing it or getting that comfortable with anybody. Not yet, at least. And then, what did you do?
Child, the glow up after a breakup is serious. You feel me? Like,
revenge body. You feel? Let me not stand up.
If I had some bathing suit pics right now of my body right now, like after a breakup, you just be glowing. Like, you just be feeling good. Like,
it takes some time though.
Yeah, it takes some.
The first like week after, boy.
Before, I used to feel so insecure because I gained all that happy weight. People
that happy weight makes you sad.
Child, I bounced back all quick and I'm looking good. Like, I just really freaking love myself. Like, so I was like, just take that time when you're single to just really love yourself, because when you get into another relationship, you're not gonna worry about like, oh my god, he's looking at other women, am I gonna lose him because of this, because you know you that bad,
like
bitch.
And even if he is, okay, on to the next, like,
or not on to the next and just wait until,
or on to myself.
But always keep yourself first, always. I wrote down notes. I noticed that after my breakup, I finally like figured out my purpose and what I wanted to do in life and things like that, and my drive to be successful went up. And stuff like that, and just getting to know myself personally, and then growing closer to God.
Yes, it's so important. Too important, the most important actually, because like you can't go nowhere without God, you feel me? Like, even when you are ready to get in another relationship, you really need to make God the center of your relationship, or it's not gonna last.
I'm in a relationship now, but that's a story time for another time. Like, if you would have asked me a couple months ago, did I see myself in a like serious relationship, I would have been like, nah. Like, I was on my player stuff when I was single. You know, I wasn't serious about anything, but like, I really had to pray about this relationship before I got into this relationship. So yeah.
I'm single. I have been single ever since that happened in 2016. I don't know, like, I'd be like, maybe, am I ugly? But then I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, if my hair was on my shoulder, I just think, I don't know. I just gotta wait. Like, I don't know. Everything in God's time, you feel me?